this is going to be a point of contention with everyone around. It's kind of funny because it's purely subjective. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the logbook. My name is Jeff, but some people call me Jiffy. We are headed to Guerrero Negro today, and I'm taking this opportunity to not wear dirt clothes. Thrilling, I know. This hotel is great. It's beautiful. This is just one of the many cool stuffs. It's also got a rad pool. But anyway, yeah, let's hit the road. I think today I've been getting some feedback regarding my maps, how I do maps, and so I think I'm going to do a tutorial on how I do things. I mean, everyone has a different way of doing stuff. What I use Gaia for plotting dirt roads. That's my standard. But I also use iOverlander for Canada and the US. I use Allstays. I use Google Maps for, you know, your kind of regular navigation when you're in cities and whatnot. And then I'll also go into Gunther, who Gunther is. I mean, we've been hanging out for 25 episodes, and I really haven't given you a proper introduction, so I think that's about time. Finally, we get to introduce Gunther. Gunther! Gunther is a 692cc single-cylinder thumper, 4-stroke, 6-speed, 72 horsepower, liquid cooled with ABS and traction control. These are highway dirt bike crash bars. They're aluminum, they're really strong, and they come with these mirrors that you can go, well, the mirrors are extra, but you put them on and they're great. I have a $20 phone holder from Amazon, very good. So these are crash bars from RD Moto. I got them from eBay. They're really expensive on eBay because of, I think shipping was half of the cost. But they're really thick here. There's a pretty elaborate crash structure there. So I was really happy with them. Here we've got a Tecmo header, and it goes all the way up to a Leo Vince Nero exhaust. As long as it's sounding a lot better, it does give you an extra amount of horsepower. I believe it's like 8 horsepower extra, which on this bike is really good. This here is the Moto rack. Each one of these little slits is specifically for a luggage combo, and it's super great. This is a storage compartment I got from Ray Garage. It's awesome. Normally there's a whole airbox here and it's super heavy, super big. Now you replace it with a small airbox and you get all this storage space. You're definitely gonna need an engine guard. This is the AXP from Rottweiler Moto, I believe, and it definitely does the trick. Kickstand plate is pretty necessary if you're gonna be riding in sand. A sprocket guard is going to help your sprocket. It's also going to help your engine in case your chain breaks. This is going to be a point of contention with everyone around. It's kind of funny because it's purely subjective in a lot of cases, but I go with a rear D606 tire. It's got a good tread. It's awesome on-road, really sticky, so you can that you don't compromise your fun when you're on the actual road. And then on the front, I've got, this is a Tractionator Moto Z DV. I'm just trying it out because the normal tire that I go with, which is awesome, I swear by it, except for the fact that it was discontinued and also recalled. So what do I know? So yeah, definitely if they do re-release them, hopefully it'll be a similar design, but yeah, recalled, my favorite tire. So that is Gunther. All I could fit into an episode about a whole bunch of other things, but now back to you for the rest of the stuff. I'm a little concerned about the gas situation, but anyway, let's move on to what will be next. iOverlander. Oh yeah, of course, Jeff. I'm just sitting here while drinking beer, watching football. I can show you iOverlander. So if you just get your phone out here, I'm just going to put it up on the screen. So you're looking for this icon right here. And what you do is you click on that, you get a main menu, and then you go to the map. And then from there, you can zoom in and you'll see all these icons. And you're like, oh, wow, that's a lot of icons. And then what all these green ones are they're basically all just campsites. So you can just go in and you can tap on one semi-paved road to nowhere, and then it gives you a description of how that might be good for camping at some point. And like it gives you a whole description. So I use that quite a bit. It shows gas spots right there. Well, anyway, but it's it's got great, cool places to look at. And then it's got Wi-Fi spots, but also another thing that I find kind of probably one of the most helpful things, I'd say, is they've got these red abandoned mine is this one. So here is a deep hole right off the road with no fence or label or barrier. Seriously, can't even see the bottom. So anyway, those will refer to a whole bunch of different things. Those will be, people getting robbed if it's a bad area. If it's a road's unpassable, that'll be in there. So that's one thing that you really look out for. But generally, it's all useful information for other things like backcountry camping and things like that, which like this one is easy gravel road, could drive it in a 2-wheel drive, 2 fire rings, wide enough for a small RV, very quiet, good Verizon 4G service. Like all that is great information to have. So that is iOverlander, and it's pretty good. I dig it. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch some more football. Go Sports! No! Back to you, Jeff. Great work there, Jeff. Great work. I am here rolling down the highway running out of gas. A very big concern. But next we should move on to Gaia. Gaia is awesome, but it's a big one. So take it away, Jeff. Hey there. Past Jeff, this is future Jeff. And yes, Gaia is a big one indeed. I'm just going to throw up the thing on the screen here. Boop. So the one you're looking for, the icon you're looking for, is this one right here, and you can actually change that icon in the app, and it gives you some options, but I picked camo because that's who I am. Anyway, so we're here. It's going to open up in the map form. Now you'll see a bunch of lines, but let's not worry about those yet. So this is sort of the north part of Wyoming. And you can see the highway, Interstate 25, Interstate 90 there, right up in here. Now that line is that color because that's a major route. So you kind of have that as a guide. Then if you zoom in a little further, you see different types of roads. So the gray ones are going to be probably cement, and depending on where you are in the world, they're going to be sort of standardized. And then the double dotted line, double dash lines, those are probably dirt roads. And that's how you sort of read that. Then you've got this dotted white line. That's going to be a walking trail. It's going to be maybe a single track, could be a mountain bike, could be whichever. You can click or just tap on there, and that's going to come up, this little marked location. And you can go down to here. See, I've got cell phone coverage. We'll get into that shortly, but tap on unnamed trail and it's just going to say unnamed trail. Now, there are different ones that are going to say, you know, this is a mountain bike path, or this is a walking path, you know, this is a dirt bike path, or a variation of such. Now, we saw the cell phone stuff. So a big thing about Gaia is layers. Now, bottom left here, you can tap on that layer, map layers, and you get all these different map layers that you can download from Gaia, and you can do it within the app. Now, let's go with US Forest Service Roads and Trails. Now, that's going to give us, if we go into, this is the Bighorns forest. So these are all the little trails in the Bighorns. So that's a pretty sweet network. And let's see if we can tap on here and see if there's anything. Yes. So Circle Park 20 roads and trails. It's going to give you all of these suitable for passenger cars. Functional class collector, you know, the surface is crushed aggregate or gravel. So it's all this different cool info in that, located in that map layer. So let's turn that off. Let's go to cell coverage. That's a good one. You know, if you're camping and you need to do work that needs a cell phone, there you go. So all this purple is going to be where satellites cover. Now, if you go outside of that, you'll see here that's up in the Bighorns, and there's just not coverage. So, you know, if you're looking for a campsite and you need cell phone coverage, this is going to be a tool that gets you a little closer to finding a spot for that. Now, that's layers. There's all sorts of different ones, and they're all great. Let's turn that off. There's wildfires. There's smoke forecast. A satellite one, which gives you more detailed. There's also FreshSat, which gives you, you know, pretty up-to-date satellite coverage, and that's good for looking at, you know, if there's snow in an area or not. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's go into route planning, which is what I use this for mostly. Now, we're in Sheridan, Wyoming, which is the home of Brady and Ships, two of my cameras. Now, you'll see this blue line. Now, I've done that. So, let's just say I want to make a divergence off this blue line because it's got me to this far. I'm going to just put my finger here, tap on it, and this blue dot appears with a green option. So you can delete the route point, name the route point. So you can do that. I'm not going to do it now, but that's start point. Hi there, how you doing? Now we're going to continue on, and if we want to go this way, we just do the same thing, tap on it, and it's going to follow the best route. So if you keep them close together, it's going to follow your route that you're designing. So you keep tapping, keep tapping. Now if you go too big, it's going to pick whatever's the fastest, best way. So you've got to keep it kind of close into getting your routes. Now, if we're going to go over onto the gravel, it picks out the gravel for us. This one is a dead end. So how I do it, and is I'll kind of cursory look over, make sure there's a way from going from A to B. If you want to delete one because you've gone in the wrong direction, you can delete a route point, go backwards, and then go a different way. You could maybe go up this way. This one's a dead end too, but you get where I'm saying. So it's up to you to go ahead in the app, figure out that you can actually get out of there, or not. It could just get to a lake, you know, that's pretty cool. And then you can just go save. You can name it whatever you want. East Fork, that gives you its option, which is usually pretty good, but you can make it memorable for yourself. Let's go with save. From here you can edit, change the color, so that we can change it to red, let's just say, and now we have our red route there. So that's Gaia and how I use it. Now, it doesn't tell you about gates You know, you can do your best to look on. I've got a public land layer, which is helpful. There's less gates on that, but you're always going to have to run into gates if you're going this route. The people who build these routes, which we'll get into right now, like the BDR, they do months and months and months of recon to get a route that is going to be passable 99.9% of the time. So this is, let's go over here. This is the BDR for Wyoming, the YBDR. Now, BDR is, I think, a product of TourTech, and they are awesome. Just beautiful routes, and well-spirited people. So they have, let's say this is, I think, an endpoint. They go, yeah, Wyoming, Montana border endpoint. But each route section is demarked by a different color. So this blue one goes all the way down, that's a big one, all the way down to 10 sleep. And then it starts the red one, and that's a different day. Now, you can go on to a BDR website and download, I think there's 11 now, 10 for sure. Yeah, there's 11. And they do one per year. They put out a new one because it takes a lot of work to design these. So, you know, when you're riding them, they've designed this for you, so please be kind. Recognize that. So anyway, yeah, so you download that. There's all sorts of different GPX files out there for the taking, and you can share it with your friends. So you can design a route, go check it out, have fun on it or not, and then send it to your friend. And it's really involved app if you want to get into it. I use it in more of a cursory level. Once someone showed me a couple of things, it's really easy to it's a steep learning curve after that. So yeah, have fun with Gaia. And future Jeff, don't go to San Javier. Just take the regular. Take cement, man. Take cement. All right, back to you.
Now you know Gaia. So Gaia is, you know, it's great. I use, you know, honestly a lot. But Google Maps is really amazing at what it's for, which is, you know, when you're in service, even though it does have a offline capability, it's really good for searching and all that and doing information. Now, All Stays is another one that I use for camping. Let's go into that.
I can show you All Stays. All Stays is a camping app for Canada and the United States. We'll go into the, you know what, I'll just put it up on the screen right here. Bing! So the app looks like this one right there. It's kind of cool looking. But the main thing is it's gonna show you, it's an aggregate basically of all camping in those two countries, and it's pretty handy. It's built mostly for RV people, but it applies. So here we go. So we're gonna zoom in. Let's go over here. So now what we see here is all sorts of, we've got black circles, we've got green circles. Each of those, so the black ones are gonna be privately run, whereas the green ones are gonna be US Forest Service. Now these sort of dark brown ones, or red or whatever, those are national park ones. And then you've got state park ones that say SP up here. So if you go into one, let's say Alice Creek, oh, I hate that one. It's just the worst. Let's go into, I'm boycotting that one. So Coral Pass Campground. Now you go in there, you've got sort of the area, the GPS coordinates of where it is, then you have a little getting there. This might tell you if it's a rough road as well. So this is a steep, narrow, winding road. So probably not dirt, which is good for, you know, the people in RVs. Then you can go down to the bottom and it tells you out of $5 signs how expensive it's going to be. So this is not too bad. When it's open, if tents are allowed, if RVs are allowed, this is tents only. So it's going to be smaller sites and you're not going to hear generators, hopefully. But most importantly, it tells you the
elevation, so you can tell, you know, how much colder it is going to be from the nearest town where you can find, you know, weather reports from. Then it's going to tell you like toilets, tents, or toilets, whether there's tables, bathrooms. This one just has toilets and a trail and a hike. So, you know, it'll tell you if you have fire ring, if it has water, what type of services it has, electricity and whatnot. So up at images, we can tap on images and it's going to show you sort of the area. It might show you a couple of sites. Basically, all it does is it just Googles the campground. So this one is a tents only. So not a lot of people go there to, you know, here we go. I mean, that's, so you're going to get that photo and it tells you this is what it looks like. So that's a handy one. Now, if you go like into a sort of a city, you see like, okay, there's going to be a Walmart over here. There's going to be, you know, a Big Five or an Elks Lodge. There's going to be some things that show route navigation, like for steep incline, or, you know, here's an REI. You know, like a dump facility. Oh, that's that's not a dump facility, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it's a pretty handy app, and you can actually, if you just grab one of these here. So if you go right in here to like some of them, it says availability and reservations, so you can go in and you can book right through the site, and it'll funnel you over to whatever app or whatever website you can book through. So it's pretty handy. I say it shows you dispersed sites, which are generally free. You can see how expensive something's going to be before you get there, so it's going to save you some money. And really, the app costs, I think, $20-something. You're going to save that if you stay in one dispersed site. So one dispersed site, you're good to go. Anyway, back to you, past Jeff. Oh yeah, from future Jeff, don't go to San Javier. Do not do it. Take the road. Take the cement. Back to you.
That's hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you very much for that. Allstace is awesome. But more importantly, right now we need gasoline and fast. So let's let's find something, or we're in some serious trouble. Okay, I think we're gonna be buying gas out of the back of the truck. Do you need help?
Por favor.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Gracias. ¿Cuánto?
Son 5 litros.
Okay. ¿Tiene cambio?
Sí.
Alright, cruise along. We're feeling good. Okay. Atlas Obscura. That is a super cool one. Let's check that out. Jeff, do you want to show us that?
Yeah, for sure I can do that. Okay, so Atlas Obscura is a cool app. It is, I'll just put it up on the screen here. So it is this one, the A with the O. I think that's a song. Hola. And then you go into that. It's going to show you a map. And then from there you zoom in, and all those little orange thingies are places. So you can just click on one, like this is all in Oregon. So Bagby Hot Springs, and that tells you, okay, blah blah blah. If I had any service, it would tell me a whole bunch of info. But oh, there you go. Gold rush in the 1800s brought Robert Bagby, blah 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 blah. So click on that and you get more, and you can decide if you want to go. Now also there's photos, again, if I had service, there'd be photos. So you can just imagine what Bagby Hot Springs. Paint a mental picture. I bet you it's great. So you can also save places that you have been. You can write comments and see what other people think. It's pretty cool. So that's Atlas Obscura. Very good resource for trying to find cool things to see on the road. It's also a podcast. They do books. And more importantly, it's a website. So go check that out. Anyway, back to you. Well, I got a room in Guerrero Negra, and it is bare bones. The price is right. Well, I hope you like this informational episode. It was a long time coming, I think. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you can use it, and I hope you get out on the road and do stuff, some fun stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff out there. So if you did, give me a mini thumbs up or a big thumbs up or a high five. It's all the same button over there and the like button. And then if you want to see whatever tomorrow brings, press the subscribe button, or smash it as they say, and follow me for the rest of this trip, which is going to be a long one. It's going to be a fun one. But anyway, go out there, find someone, and make them laugh. Chasing it.
You crazy cat, crazy cat.